Camp 14, the most horrible place in North Korea. I just know Kim Jong-un be running some crazy pyramid schemes over there, bro. In GTA 6, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Let me turn this down, bro. Golly.
Class is about to start for these 40 school kids.
Okay.
Like every week, the teacher starts searching everyone's pockets. This time, he finds something. On a little girl. 5 kernels of grain. The teacher snaps and commands the girl to come up front. She has to kneel down on the hard concrete floor. With a wooden stick, he strikes her on the head. Again, and again, and again, and again.
This is what y'all do in North Korea? I mean, I wasn't gonna visit, but I'm definitely not going out.
Her classmates watch in silence. The beating goes on until the little girl collapses.
They all looking like
Afterwards,
that.
her classmates carry her home. The same night, she dies. The little girl and the other 39 children are all inmates in one of North Korea's deadliest prison camps, Camp 14.
Comparisons have been drawn to the Nazi death camps, to the Soviet Gulag. You know, they're accurate, and in their own way, they're different.
It's still those type of camps going on in 2025? I did not, why is this not on the news? In the political and economic state of the world? Why is this not national news, bro? That's allowed still?
A lawless detention facility hidden in the mountains of Kaeshan, a place where people are imprisoned for the crimes of their parents. Once you end up here, you will most likely die here.
This is truly a space that is outside humanity, let me say that.
Prisoners are forced to work under inhumane conditions. The smallest mistake can cost them their lives. Escape is almost impossible. Only a handful make it out.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. I'm gonna be the first to go tell the news. I'm gonna be the first to go free everybody I think camps. Bro.
Is this nigga serious?
Everything on deadly routes. In North Korea, there are several of these death camps, and the regime has kept them a secret for decades.
I'm not really a cupcake, but I am.
What are you?
Baked, thanks to Mood Canada.
Mood is third-party tested, so you know it's safe.
They got weed ads now?
But through the relentless work of human rights organizations, satellite imagery, and reports from survivors, we can have a glimpse at these facilities. Why are people being sent to Camp 14? What does daily life look like inside its walls? What horrors do the inmates face? And how do people actually get out?
They not get tied up
This
to
is
wood,
the story
bro. There's
of
no
the
way.
most horrific prison camp in North Korea.
There's no way, cuz.
This story is based on Escape from
It's like
Camp
a movie.
14 by Blaine Harden. One former prisoner of Camp 14 later changed parts of his story. Every time you see this symbol, it marks those revisions. If you want to know more about the exact changes and the reasons behind them, we recommend reading this article. Since North Korea denies the existence of these camps, independent verification is not possible. Shin Dong-hyuk is just a young
Shin Dong-hyuk. That's low-key a fire name, though.
when he witnesses the little girl being punished for having food in her pocket. Shin has no doubt she deserved it. After all, she stole food. And in Camp 14, stealing means death. He doesn't question it.
Stealing means death? Gang. So if I steal a penny off the ground, I'm getting stoned and they shooting ARP straight to my face after? This is not fair at all. Who made these rules? She's dead for having eats. She probably got a saltine wrist cracker in her pocket, bro.
He knows nothing
She's
else.
not gonna have a full
The camp
hamburger or
rules
nothing.
are his reality. Shin was born in Camp 14, but his
Okay.
parents didn't fall in love. They were assigned to each other by prison guards.
They make you fall in love with a person? Ain't that like, no, and I ain't gonna say it.
Intimacy between men and women is strictly forbidden. If a woman becomes pregnant without permission, both
Wait.
she and the baby are shot.
What did he just say?
Both she and the baby are shot.
Say again?
Both
Wait.
she and the baby are shot.
What'd you say?
Both she and the baby are shot.
The baby gets, bro, gang, what did the baby do? There's no way this real. There's no way. That can't be a real rule. They gotta be making this up, bro. There's no way. The baby?
In Camp 14, there's only one way to have a child. Promotion.
What?
Those who work hard, and more importantly, snitch on others, may be granted a reward marriage. This is how Shin Dong-hyuk and his older brother Shin Hee-gyun come into the world. But they don't grow up as a real family.
You gotta be a
Their mother
snitch.
never talks about the past. Shin has no clue why his parents were imprisoned, and it probably wouldn't matter anyway.
It's all about suspicion. You know, you don't have to be an anti-regime character. But if you're suspected of being anti-regime, of being a wrongdoer, a wrong thinker, of having engaged in wrong associations, they will send you to the camp.
This is Greg Scarlatoiu.
Bro,
He's
what?
president and CEO of HRNK, the Washington-based Committee on Human Rights in North Korea. For years, Greg and his team have been investigating human rights abuses at these camps. Like many others, Shin will most likely stay.
He working with him for this long. Not gonna tell the world, not gonna tell nobody. He just gonna keep saying, bro, this is crazy, bro. This wrong, bro. This wrong, bro. Watch out, bro. He probably getting money that don't care, to be honest. Let's keep it a buck, bro.
In Camp 14 for the rest of his life, even though he never committed a crime. This is the house Shin and his mother live in. Along with his mother's promotion came slightly better housing. They share it with 3 other families and sleep on the floor.
Oh.
There is a single light bulb in the kitchen.
Oh.
Electricity works for just 2 hours a day.
Oh.
There's no running water.
Oh.
No furniture, no shower.
Oh.
And barely enough food to survive.
Oh.
The building is part of a model village, one of many.
Okay.
Camp 14 is estimated to cover around 153 square kilometers.
Oh my goodness.
Almost 3 times the size of Manhattan. It is secured by a 60
They got New York over there as a camp.
kilometer fence, patrol paths, barracks, guard posts, and checkpoints.
It can't be that serious.
The whole area
bro.
stretches from river valleys to mountain peaks. The wilderness and the Taedong River act as a natural barrier, an immense obstacle course separating the facility from the outside world.
So how tall is Mount Everest?
Is this nigga serious?
Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, right? So 3 Manhattans, it gotta be taller than Mount Everest, right?
Cut the cameras.
Little villages are scattered across the vast area, containing housing and working units.
These are sprawling.
Man, they got
facilities.
GTA 5
They're very
military
large
type of
facilities.
operations going on,
so,
bro.
at some of these facilities, you see farming, agriculture going on. You see some of these facilities that are adjacent to coal mines or other types of mineral exploitation.
And it also has a school. This is where Shin goes every day. His teacher wears a guard's uniform, carries a weapon, and teaches obedience above all else.
Bro, it's not a school then. You just torturing me. If I'm getting taught by somebody with a musket or a double barrel shotgun, bro, it's not teaching.
Camp rules are brutal. There are 10 of them. Even the smallest violation
They
can lead
spend
to
like
execution.
Squid Games.
Shin memorizes them all. Rule 1. Any witness to an attempted escape who fails to report it will be shot immediately. Rule 3.
So if you don't snitch, you getting shot.
Anyone who steals or conceals
In
any
GTA 6.
foodstuffs will be shot immediately.
If you steal, you getting shot at GTA 6.
Rule 5. Anyone who holds or hides a fugitive's possessions, conspires with him, or fails to report him will be shot immediately.
So if you hide something, you getting boomed.
The guards enforce the rules without mercy.
내가 총을 꾸며서 뭐 쏘거나 해도 항상 뭐 가책을
You ain't feel
주지
guilty?
않습니까? 일반적으로 우리 그때 써도 나라를 지키기 위해서 내가 한 일이기 때문에.
So you thought in these camps, it was okay to boom somebody because they sold a saltine cracker. And they were 8 years old. Bro, you get no time to live in this camp. You grow up in a war zone, bro. You grow up how they explain O-Block.
그 수용소에는 그 들어오게 되면 사람이 아니에요. 사람이 아니고 뭐 내 마음대로 해도 돼요. 그 안에 사람은
Whoa, what does that
그
mean?
자리에서 죽이겠으면 죽이고 살리겠으면 살리고 하는 건 내 마음이에요. 뭐 설명해 주세요.
You're laughing after? Okay, yeah. He need to get boomed. Yeah. Assign me a
Across North
1v1 with
Korea,
him.
there are different types of detention facilities. The worst of them are called Kwonliso. Camp 14 is one of them. It's also called a total control zone.
Yeah,
People
GG's.
never get out of those. You know, they just waste away. They get killed by this vicious cycle of malnutrition
Oh, that's
and
horrible.
forced labor.
Oh, that's horrible.
Shin's mother has to work the rice fields, 10 to 15 hours of hard labor every day. If she meets her quota, she receives food, just enough to survive the night and make it through the next day.
That's crazy.
North Korea is all about production targets. If you don't meet them, and probably you will not meet them, you'll get less food, more work, less food, more work, and that's how you waste away and die. That's,
Every single day. There's no days off, bro.
you know, the truly tragic story
What?
of these camps.
From the moment Shin starts school, his life is split between the classroom and hard labor in the coal mine. Long workdays are made worse by a constant gnawing hunger.
He supposed to be
Before
playing
school, Shin often eats
2K26
his
right
mother's
now,
portion
bro.
while she's still out in the fields. She beats him for it, but he does it anyway. To him, she's not a source of love or care. She's a rival in the fight for every meager scrap of food. This is Shin's meal, served 3 times a day for his entire prison life. If he makes a mistake,
Popcorn kernels and 2 pieces of kale with broth. Man, GG's, bro. I ain't gonna lie, for you might as well not. You might as well just, you know what I'm saying?
his portion is cut in half as punishment. Sometimes he and the other inmates catch rats, the only source of meat in Camp 14. For Shin, this isn't as much as a nightmare. It's normal life. He has never seen the world beyond the barbed wire.
Man, introduce him to a cheesecake and macaroni cheese and chicken. Oh my gosh, bro. I ain't gonna lie, for his whole body might rewire.
Unlike this man.
Kim Young.
Kim Young is in his mid-40s when he's brought to Camp 14. He knows the world outside very well. In fact, he was a high-ranking military officer and vice president of a state-owned company. In his former life, he enjoyed culture, a chauffeur, and all the benefits of being a government employee. Now he's also forced to work in the coal mines.
Oh my goodness.
Kim didn't break any laws to get here.
Minecraft
His parents
unwillingly.
did. In North Korea, this form of collective punishment is called yunjoje, guilt by association. Up to 3 generations can
That's
be punished
crazy.
for crimes of family members. When Kim was a child, his father and brother were accused of spying for the United States, enough to execute them. After that, Kim was brought to an orphanage under a new name. It took more than 40 years until someone found out about his true heritage. Even Kim himself wasn't aware of the supposed crimes his family allegedly committed.
There's absolutely no judicial process. This is extrajudicial punishment. They'll
So somebody to see you like, oh yeah, GG's, you're done, buddy. And no government, no Supreme Court, no nothing, bro. Bro, this is insane. This is crazy.
just, take you away in the middle of the night, together with your family members. You just disappear. That's how it goes.
개낮에 잡아가는 건 없어요. 다 밤에 그냥 원래 그냥 어느 순간에 와서 싹 다 쓸어 가고 정치범 수용소에 가서도 그 가족들은 우리가 뭘 잘못해서 왔는지 그걸 모른다는 거죠.
It's like
Fear
wake
is the
up
most
and they
powerful tool for
gone,
prison
bro.
guards to keep inmates in line. During Kim's time in Camp 14, a total of 25 inmates are executed. One day, he
Golly.
witnesses a fellow prisoner being killed for collecting chestnuts that had fallen from a tree.
Bro, that's natural resources, my guy.
If you don't believe creating SOPs
Kim spends most of his days
Chestnuts.
underground. Hours and hours of endless work with no sunlight and no mercy. Kim struggles. He's never
That's
faced
bad
labor like this
animations right
before.
there.
Mistakes are inevitable, and every one of them is met with the punishment of a guard who never leaves his side.
This is
One
so
day,
fire,
a guard
bro.
strikes Kim with the butt of his gun till he falls unconscious.
Dang.
For the next 2 days, he only receives half his meals.
My goodness, it's a grown man.
After more than 2 months of living like this in Camp 14, Kim decides to end it. Following a long day of work, he steps into the elevator of a mining shaft. The metal cage ascends until it reaches a height of around 2,000 feet. He pulls the safety pin, and the elevator falls. But Kim survives, and the vicious cycle goes on. When Shin is about 6 or 7, the camp's border shifts.
A failed attempt. Yeah, I'm gonna replace the word. He survives and has to get right back to the labor. That's insane, bro.
At 6 or 7, his village is merged into the neighboring Camp 18, just across the river. It's said to be slightly less brutal than Camp 14, but for Shin, life hardly changes at all. Shin is 15 and has moved out from his mother's home. He now lives with his father. One day, a teacher allows Shin to spend the night at his mother's house,
GG's.
a reward for good behavior. When he arrives, another guest awaits. It's his brother, Shin Hee-gyun. The 21-year-old works at the prison cement factory, a couple of miles away. Shin doesn't like him at all. In the middle of the night, Shin wakes up from his sleep. He hears voices from the kitchen. His brother is talking about escape. His mother seems to support him. Shin's first instinct, he has to report this. He goes to a nearby dorm room and wakes a friend to ask for advice. The friend urges Shin to tell the guards. They go to the school's night guard on duty and report the escape plot. Shin also signs a false police statement, claiming he saw his mother and brother commit murder. This piece of evidence ultimately leads to an execution order. The guards take Shin to an execution site next to the Taedong River. A crowd has gathered to watch. They drag out his mother and his brother.
Bro! Why would you do this to your brother and mother? Bro, they got him strapped to wood boards. What was the point of snitching? Nobody even heard it.
They're killed in front of Shin's eyes. In
That many
1996,
shots wasn't even
Kim Young
needed.
is transferred to Camp 18. To him, this place feels like heaven. The labor conditions are slightly better, and to his surprise, he reunites with his 70-year-old mother, who is also a prisoner here.
Hold on. I'm confused. Who are we talking about now?
But the violence and abuse don't stop. One day, he has to witness how guards beat up his mother and force her to do manual labor. His mother is certain they will both die in the camp. Even though it means risking his life, she urges Kim to leave her behind and escape.
He's not escaping. There's no way he escaped Camp 14.
Escaping from a North Korean death camp is almost impossible.
These are highly protected facilities. You're talking barbed wire, walls, armed guards, intersecting lines of fire. We're talking machine guns. Very, very difficult to escape.
Somebody like me, I'm out of there first day, easy.
Is this nigga?
It's, difficult to escape a detention facility in any civilized country, imagine North Korea.
King Young quietly studies his surroundings. He observes, waits, and starts thinking.
Oh yeah, he on time.
He lays out multiple escape plans,
He on time.
but none of them seem doable to him. Another hard day of work. The prisoners are loading coal onto a train. Suddenly, they spot something. Grain scattered across the bottom of a train car.
Okay.
They must have transported food before. The scene explodes into chaos. Prisoners drop everything, desperately looking for the tiniest speck of food. The guards start shouting, but no one listens. Kim discovers a narrow space beneath a metal panel in the floor of a coal wagon. He squeezes inside,
Man, Mert, you doing this, bruh?
and as the train rumbles out of Camp 18, he rides with it. Hours later, the train reaches Goan Station at around 4 a.m. We don't know exactly how, but Kim manages to crawl out of his hideout and disappears into the night. Kim successfully escaped Camp 18, but his path to freedom is still very long.
What?
After finding a worker's uniform, he changes clothes and starts a treacherous journey that will take him many months through China and Mongolia to South Korea.
How did he survive this? Who is he? Is he Batman or something? Do he got some type of hidden mental power he could tap into? Who do you think he is?
He'll eventually seek asylum. Escaping a prison is one thing. Escaping the country is another. We made a whole video on how to escape North Korea. Link is in the description. Shin also manages to escape from Camp 18 twice, both times by crawling under a fence. Both times he's recaptured. After his second attempt, Shin is sent back to Camp 14 and is thrown into a special detention center, a place with only one purpose: torture.
I still have the scars of my torture and the burns. Look at my arms. My arms aren't normal.
Gang, his arms are dislocated and broken, fo. He had bow-legged arms, if that makes sense. That's tough.
They are bent and deformed. Before I was tortured, my arms were straight. When I was tortured, my arms were tied up with a rope and pulled backwards.
They did him like these. Oh yeah, they was giving him Mortal Kombat fatalities, but that's not even cool, fo.
Made them more and more bent. I'm filled with anger when I stand in front of the mirror and look at my body after a shower.
Cool.
After 4 weeks of torture, he's thrown into a pitch-black cell. No windows and barely enough space to lie down. There, he'll spend the next 6 months. After his release, Shin is thrown back to the general prison population. He has to work in the coal mine, the farm fields, and eventually in a garment factory. This is where he meets Park Young-chul, a man unlike anyone Shin has ever seen. Born into an elite family, Park once held a prestigious job and had seen the world beyond North Korea's borders.
Okay.
By then,
how does everybody get placed into these camps, gang?
Shin already knows he's on the execution list. With Park at his side, he begins planning what will be Shin's third and final escape.
2005.
Shin and Park are assigned to do some woodwork up in the mountains, along with some prisoners. They're chopping wood near the outer fence. The camp's fence is around 10 feet high and lined with high-voltage barbed wire. The next guard tower is a quarter of a mile away. Shin watches the patrols. There are long gaps between them where no guard is close enough to spot the two. The plan is simple. Wait until dusk so that their footprints can't easily be traced in the snow. They slip through the high-voltage wires without touching them.
Okay, WWE ropes. WWE
As the sun
ropes.
sets, Shin and Park move closer to the fence. They hack branches, pretending to stack wood. Nobody notices them. Park hesitates. Shin's heart races. He grabs Park's hand and they run. Shin slips. Park reaches the fence before him.
He's selling,
He
bro.
tries to squeeze his head between the two lowest
GG's.
wires and hits one of them. Park's body is not moving. The bottom wire bends under his weight, creating a narrow gap. Shin crawls over Park's body. He's almost past the
I'm laughing at the animation. I ain't laughing at him in real life. I ain't doing that, bro.
fence when his legs slip, hitting one of the wires.
Y'all
the voltage
is
tears through
selling.
him. His pants char. His skin burns from ankle to knee. But somehow he makes it through. Park's body lies dead on the fence. Shin runs without
Hey, he
looking
left
back
Park?
for 2 hours straight until he realizes that he made it. He manages to cross the river to China, and after a journey of almost 2 years, he finally reaches South Korea.
What do you mean a journey of 2 years? How are you surviving through the trenches of the forest, through lions, through apes and gorillas and chimpanzees. How are you surviving through these forests on eating dangerous diseased berries? How is this possible?
These are all the prison
How do you
camps
just
that are
walk
most likely
there?
active in North Korea today. According to Greg Scarlatoiu, the camps are changing, and not for the better. Camps near the border have reportedly been moved further inland, likely to make escape even harder. And some new internal perimeters have appeared, possibly to
keep
isolate
nerfing
high-value
them.
prisoners.
A fair development in terms of infrastructure, evolution and development has been the creation of watchtowers and what appears to be intersecting lines of fire around the camps. They would be meant to basically exterminate those who attempt to leave those camps.
For some camps, evidence is even scarcer.
There's one camp that we know very little about, and that's Camp 16, 1-6.
I know they be
It's
going crazy
very
over there.
close to the Punggye nuclear testing facility. And I've spoken with the South Korean
Area
nuclear
51,
scientists who
GG.
said, look, we don't believe that prisoners are used in digging those tunnels for the nuclear tests, but it is very likely that they will be, used and abused while cleaning up after those nuclear tests.
The HRNK estimates that up to 120,000
Chris movies to say that. Use and abuse.
Tortured and
GTA
maimed
6.
yesterday, and the same will happen tomorrow. So, I think it's a matter of moral, ethical, religious, and political obligation to continue to maintain our interest in these issues.
This is Shin today. He gradually adjusted to a life in society and became a public speaker and advocate for human rights in North Korea.
So like they couldn't like go get him again. But once he escaped, it was just like, all right, you got it.
And people are currently held in North Korean prison camps. In fact, as a viewer of this video, you might know more about them than most North Koreans ever will.
I never
we
knew
have
this.
to remember that these people are being tortured.
I didn't know
and
Kimmy was
maimed
doing this.
today. They would
I thought they like was supposed to like get him or something, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
In
confused.
2015, Shin Dong-hyuk retracted parts of his story and admitted to changing certain key details in Escape from Camp 14. The book's author published a detailed statement outlining every change Shin had made. According to Shin, some memories were simply too painful and others too shameful to share truthfully at the time. This is a common reaction.
Wait,
for
what that say? He made a panicky shame to conceal and reorder pivotal episodes of life in the gulag. They got that was the googe. There's no way that was the googe. Really? That was the gulag?
painful and others too shameful
I
to
thought
share
that was
truthfully
only in
at the
Call of
time.
Duty.
This is a common reaction for victims of torture, who often cope by suppressing or distorting their accounts of what really happened. Greg Scarlatoiu and others believe Shin's changes don't alter the fundamental truth of his reports.
Of course not.
Was Shin Dong-hyuk a political prisoner? Yes, 100%. Okay, he spent some time both at Camp 14 and Camp 18, right across the river. Did he witness the execution of his mother and brother? Yes, he did. So the fundamental
Hey, he snitched
elements of Shin
Right.
Dong-hyuk's story did not change.
Shin bears the scars, physical and psychological. They leave little doubt about the abuse and torture he endured.
Hey man, hope y'all enjoyed the video, bro. Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, bro. I did not know these camps existed, gang. I feel horrible. Well, at least now we know we got some more news on it, got some more coverage on it, bro. The world is crazy than we think, bro. Make sure y'all stay prayed up, bro. Keep Jesus in y'all life, bro. Jesus. God, but make sure I keep Jesus in y'all life, bro. No cap. Hey, man. I love y'all, bro. Hey, I'll see y'all in the next one, man.